Usually I do this as a series, but this time I just want to go over it a bit more quickly, so therefore I'm just going to include it in one video. And yeah, this is my top 25 amusement park rides, Pheasant coasters that I've ridden of 2020. At number 25 I have Talocan at Phantasialand, one of my favorite flat rides of all time. This is incredible. It is a combination of a show and a flat ride. This could be so much higher if it was powerful for the entire cycle, but some sections here are just going around pretty slowly. Most of the time it's just going around slowly, but when this flips like crazy, this is one of the most intense flat rides that I've ever done. Definitely the most intense ride at this park. And yeah, then I just love the show elements, the great theming, such a good ride. Next up I have Flying Dreams in Varela. So this is the only flying theater that I've done so far, and I just love this. It is so magical, and the simulator effects here works really well. It feels like flying, just such a good ride. Flying over different places on Earth on this one, with that Ferrari going down the road all the time. Awesome ride, I love it. Also have a good pre-show. So next up, Tian and Loke. Exactly the same rides. Loke is probably superior because of the view, but I have a lot of better rides than Tian because I've ridden it so much more. So yeah, I'm just going to include them both on the same spot, and I just love them. Some amazing airtime and hang time, not sure what to call it, at the top, and some great G-force at the bottom. Colorado is, in my opinion, a surprisingly good rapids. It has some speed sections. It is in the forest, which is a massive plus for a rapids ride. Had some good race sections, some good interactions with the boats. Just pretty much a perfect rapids without being anything over the top. Next up we have one of the most unique flume rides out there, Badevan in Fatsum Jungbroden. And this is just awesome. In Tripstroke, this is literally themed to going to bath. That is amazing. And yeah, other than that, it is just a great flume, a big glass drop, and yeah, some smaller drops, a backward section, some great theming. Yeah, I love this one. At number 20 spot, we have Fluctus Fargo. This is such a weird ride. It's not really a flume, not really a rapids, but you are in a gummy boat. And it has a drop, but also have some rapid sections, so it's quite a weird ride, but it's unique and it's got some decent theming, I would say, and it's got that whirlpool section at the end. This is just amazing, the best whirlpool that I've experienced for sure. At number 19 we have Piranha at Efteling. Similar to Colorado, I think the ride itself, the layout itself for the rapids is pretty equal to Colorado. But the thing is, Piranha have excellent theming and such a catchy soundtrack, which just makes it even better. Next up, I have Area 51. So this is in Movie Park Germany, and this is just so good. I didn't have that high expectations for this one. I thought it was probably a bit poor quality, but this was high quality. Excellent theming. Some really mind-blowing effects in there. Just, the dark ride section here is great. Also, the first thing it has is a big drop where you just can't see the end of that drop, and then when you hit the end, then there's some lights in front of you. I love this ride, it's amazing. Next up, we have another ride from Movie Park Germany, High Fall. Probably the most intense drop tower that I've ever ridden. It is insane. It is a stand-up, or I would more like to call it a hanging drop tower, because you don't stand up because you don't have any floor. But some say it hurts, but it didn't hurt to me. And the drop here is about as intense as a drop tower can get, at least from the ones that I've ridden. And super forceful. Yeah, I just love this one so much. Also, it breaks you at the last second. Next up, we have my favorite rapids ride. Not my favorite because of the layout of this rapids. It's pretty basic. But because of the theming, this is one of the most themed water rides that I've been on. It is amazing. Especially that final section in the cave is absolutely stunning. This ride also have a beautiful soundtrack. So at number 15 I have Scream at Heide Park. So I just slightly prefer Scream to Highfall. And yeah, here's the thing. In terms of intensity, they have about the same snap and intensity in the fall itself. And then Scream has a higher fall, and Highfall have that special seating that I prefer. But Scream have better theming, and I love the atmosphere of the soundtrack, so therefore Scream is superior to me. Next up, I have the fastest flat ride in the world, Infinity. Infinity is a traveling KMG ride, that goes all the way around, but only one of the time where it swings, it goes all the way around. But yeah, that is some of the best hang time you can ever experience on a ride. It is insane, and also the G-forces in the bottom is also just absolutely insane. I love Infinity. Next up I have Hotelgassen at Liseberg. This is such a good horror maze. It is incredibly scary. The theming is also excellent here. The actors are doing great. All of them just combines together to a fantastic experience. It's also themed to have to check into that hotel, but everything just goes crazy. Next up is my favorite drop tower, Highlander at Hansa Park. Also the tallest one that I've experienced. Many say the drop is forceless here, and I don't think that's the case. I think this is one of the more forceful drop towers. Not the most, but definitely forceful. And also the tilt mode here, that tilts you 30 degrees forwards, that just makes the ride. It's amazing. It's also an incredibly long ride with a great view over the sea. This is also one of the few rides that actually scares me. Eclipse is just one of my favorite flat rides. It is insane, it is long, it has variety because it does so many different things. It is painful, but I can live with that. It is painful when you go downward head first and experience G-forces to wash your head. That hurts. But after that the car will unlock and you will just flip all the way up to the top. That element is just excellent. Entering the top 10, we have Fata Morgana at Efteling. This ride is absolutely incredible. I rode it once last year and I loved it, but this year, for some reason, I just loved it even more this time. The level of detail on the theming on this dark ride is absolutely incredible. So much theming. And the quality is also really, really good for a dark ride back in the 80s. It's a pretty dark theme, I would say, especially for being a family ride, so maybe take care of... maybe not bring your smallest children on this one. Next up I have Vertigo, my favorite flat ride of all time. It comes in at number 9, and this ride is just insanity. It has some really good variety for a flat ride. It is incredibly intense. It just keeps that sustained G-forces for so long. And this ride is the one that made me grey out the most of all rides that I've ever done. At number 8 I have Drumflucht at Efteling. This ride is kind of a hidden gem. It's hidden in a corner of the park. I didn't even notice this on my first visit, so I missed it. And now it's absolutely one of my favorite rides at the park. It is incredible. It is such a unique ride, such a feel-good ride. You are just amazed into a fantasy world, and I absolutely love it. Next up I have my favorite water slide of all time, Wild River at Forb Sommerland. This ride is insane. This is so fun. I already love these Wild River rides, and the one at Forb Sommerland is by far the fastest. It's by far the most well paced. It does everything better than all the others, in my opinion. It has all these bumps on the road that just makes it so much more fun. This is one of those rides. It's absolutely hilarious. You can't ride this without having a great laugh. I just love it. At number 6 I have Skydiver at Wallaby Holland. This is one of the most insane rides that I've ever done. It is such an incredible feeling. One of the scariest rides I've ever done as well. And the feeling of out of control is unlike any coasters you can ever ride. From the moment it slips you, you will go with head first down. And I think you guys deserve to see my reaction of this one. up we have Slingshot, which is another one of those rides where the out of control thing, you can't find it on any coasters out there in the world. But in some ways, this is exactly the opposite. This is a launch version where the other one is a dropped version. Next up I have Valhalla at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. This was such a good ride. It is an indoor flume ride, and the effects in there are absolutely mind-blowing. When there's a cold section, it is cold. When there's a warm theme section, it is warm. You have near-miss elements with something it looks like it's gonna hit you. You have fire effects, and one other thing, you get soaking wet. So this might have dropped down a bit since last year. Symbolica comes in at number 3. I still love it. I think my first ride I was just absolutely blown away. But the more I rode it, the more I realized that this ride is amazing. This is beautiful. But I wasn't blown away other than just my first ride on this one. So therefore I had to move it down a bit, but I still absolutely love this ride. It is, such an advanced system they use here. Some of the scenes in this dark ride is probably some of the most beautiful scenes on any dark rides out there. At number 2 I have Chiapas. This is also just beautiful, just like Symbolica. But this one also has some thrills. The final drop here is absolutely amazing. But yeah, just like Symbolica, this system is incredibly advanced. It's just amazing how fast the turntables goes here. And yeah, it just works. And then the disco section, that is just amazing. One of my favorite rides, period, of all time is Sky Tower. This ride is absolutely incredible. It gets you every time. I've ridden it 3 times now, and the free fall itself has been just as mind-blowing on all my free rides. Although of course I've been less scared from each ride, but this is still just absolutely crazy. As much as you might know that you're not going to die with your brain, your body will try to tell you that you're dying of this free fall. So that's just probably why that this is the biggest adrenaline rush that I've ever experienced, and probably what I'm ever going to experience. And once again, I think you deserve to see my reaction. That has been my top 25 rides, Pheasant coasters that I've ever done. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below your favorite ones. That's all. See you guys in my next video. Bye.